outreach, highlighting red flags to our financial industry to ensure that we are taking all the steps that we can to play our role in that global fight. So those committees have been set up to ensure a coordinated response, to ensure that any deficiencies are identified and swiftly resolved. And ultimately, all of the committees and agencies answer to the ministerial subcommittee. And in the action plan, they provide monthly updates on the work that they've taken and the steps they've taken, which are reported first to the Anti-Money Laundering Steering Group, which is a pre-existing group that's chaired by the Honourable Attorney General. And then anything that requires further action can be filtered up to the ministerial subcommittee. And in order to see all of those different committees in place, because I know it's quite complicated, we do have a national strategy, which is available on the AML website, which is the Anti-Money Laundering Unit, and that's amlu.gov.ky. And in that strategy, there is a chart that demonstrates all the different committees, both the new ones that I've mentioned and the pre-existing ones, such as the Anti-Money Laundering Steering Group, the Interagency Coordination Committee, and how the different agencies report up and how the whole system works together to ensure that coordinated response.
Okay, excellent. Carry on.
So they're the committees themselves. But then if we just take a step further inside the actual agencies, and I mentioned the Cayman Islands Bureau of Financial Investigations, inside the report there was some criticism in relation to the use of financial intelligence and how this was being progressed and how investigations in line with the risk profile of the Cayman Islands were being demonstrated. The Cayman Islands has taken an extremely robust response in this regard, in that a brand new unit has been set up, and that is the Bureau of Financial Investigations, and it's a part of the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, and its mandate is to address financial intelligence and ensure that investigations in line with the risk profile of the jurisdiction are being commenced and conducted. So they will primarily be cross-border matters, cross-border money laundering or terrorist financing matters, and they have specialised financial investigators within that unit, as well as people with accounting backgrounds. As you can imagine, they're quite paper-heavy, paper trails, inside that unit to ensure that those matters can be progressed. And of course, they cooperate extremely closely with the Financial Reporting Authority, who receives the suspicious activity reports. The suspicious activity reports are reviewed and then, in appropriate cases, disclosed to that bureau. The bureau, in turn, provides feedback to the Financial Reporting Authority, and the Financial Reporting Authority also provides feedback to the reporting entities and also has guidance which is available on its website in relation to producing high quality suspicious activity reports. So it really is, as Justine said, a nationwide effort from those who file the SARs, the financial industry, to the law enforcement who then reviews and progresses them, the supervisors who are supervising the financial industry, and we have to make sure that all of those parts are working together to achieve the results that we want to achieve.
Now, suspicious activity reports, they feature prominently on, in the media, especially with financial institutions, banks, and things of that nature. And if you, I don't know how I should say it, if you watch some movies, you will see talk about activities, whether or not there's banking fraud or whatever, and complaints that a particular pattern has been established, but yet has not been reported to the relevant authorities. How do we address that here in the Cayman Islands? Hope I didn't put you on the spot.
No, not at all. I think one of the points that you touched on is the perception.
Yes.
And the perception that you see in the movies and unfortunately the unwarranted bad press that is given. And so we're also working hard to ensure that it's really factual. You know, the Cayman Islands has an extremely robust system under the anti-money laundering regulations, under the SAR reporting requirements. And we have now ensured that every single sector, from accountants and lawyers and even property developers, are supervised and have a supervisor to ensure that they comply with their regulations and their obligations, and things like outreach and red flags, so that everybody is aware of when it is they need to file a suspicious activity report and what they could be or should be looking for. And then to ensure that in those agencies we have people with the relevant skills and expertise, and that they've also undergone the specific training to be able to progress the matters when they do come in. Another area that's crucial here with our risk profile is international cooperation. With these being cross-border matters, most likely, then they require very close cooperation with other jurisdictions. So that's another area that we've really focused on, to make sure that everyone, be it via the Financial Reporting Authority, who's a member of Egmont, or via the police to police with other jurisdictions, or our formal international cooperation systems such as MLATs, all of those agencies are ready and able to request information. And we've seen a huge increase in those requests going out as the overall system has improved.
Okay, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.